We're going to look at the international newspapers on France 24. Florence is with us here in the studio. Papers across the world, of course, focusing on this attack on the US consulate in Benghazi, especially the American press.
That's right. We're going to start by looking at the International Herald Tribune. It's on the front page there. It says that the assault in Libya jolts the U.S., and there's a striking photo of the aftermath of this attack, a charred U.S. consulate in Benghazi. Now, a lot of the papers are focusing on what this attack means for the U.S. presidential race, and that's also on the front page of the International Herald Tribune. It says that in the heat of the campaign, this is a test for Romney and Obama, and it points out that this deadly attack has fueled a harsh escalation of the U.S. campaign and has marked a departure from a longtime American creed, which was that politics stops at the water's edge. Now, Mitt Romney was very quick to react. He said that Obama's handling of the situation was disgraceful and apologetic, and he was especially critical of a statement that was issued by the U.S. Embassy in Cairo that was calling for calm. Now, this statement was reportedly issued before the deaths in Libya were reported, so it appears the Romney camp wasn't aware of this. Now, Romney has drawn a lot of criticism for politicizing this international crisis. Obama himself said that Romney has a tendency to shoot first and aim later. And according to this article in the International Herald Tribune, this attack provides a new window for voters on each of the candidates' capacity to handle a situation like this. And it's interesting to note that in the New York Times this time, they say that Mitt Romney has failed to show that he's a capable leader. And according to this article, in their editorial, actually, it says that he wants Americans to believe he can be president, but he showed an extraordinary lack of presidential character. And the Huffington Post goes even further. They don't mince their words. They had on their front page right now, it's a picture of Mitt Romney with just one word: shame. It's interesting to note, though, that other papers aren't so critical of Mitt Romney. For instance, the Wall Street Journal seems to agree at least with what Romney was trying to hint at. In their opinion piece, they say that they blame Obama and the Obama administration for being apologetic and leading from behind, and says that this has led to a new world disorder. And because of Obama's actions, the U.S. is perceived as weak today. And according to this article, weakness is provocative. And because of the Obama administration, people today are lacking respect to the U.S., as can be seen on these incidents in Libya and Egypt.
And you've also pulled out quite a moving tribute, haven't you, to Christopher Stevens, who, of course, died in that attack.
That's right. This is also in the New York Times, a glowing piece about him. He was one of the U.S.'s most capable diplomats, according to this article, and it was especially tragic that he died in Benghazi because it was a city that he helped save, according to this article. And it's interesting that this article points out that in July he wrote an email to his family saying that the whole atmosphere has changed for the better. It points out that he was very enthusiastic about where Libya was going.
And a lot of the papers as well focusing on who's actually behind this attack.
That's right. Now, originally there were reports that it was a mob of people that were protesting against an anti-Muslim video that got out of hand, but there are now reports that this was actually an organized attack, and there's a piece in the Washington Post that explores this further, and it says that according to witnesses and officials, it was actually an organized group of armed men that were armed with mortars and rocket-propelled grenades that exploited this protest. This wasn't a spontaneous act of violence. And the Washington Post points out that there's speculation that Al-Qaeda could be actually behind this attack. First of all, it occurred on September 11th, and also the article points out that Al-Qaeda leader Ayman al-Zawahiri called on Libyans to avenge the death of one of his deputies.
And the paper's also looking into this mysterious anti-Muslim video that actually sparked all this in the first place.
That's right. There's an interesting piece in Gawker this time that says that the story behind this video is getting even weirder. Now, it's unclear exactly who was behind this video, but Gawker interviews one of the actresses that was in it, this woman named Cindy Lee Garcia. You see a photo of her there. Now, she says that she and the other actors had no idea that they were starring in this kind of anti-Islamic propaganda video. They said they thought they were appearing in a film about the life of a generic Egyptian 2,000 years ago. Supposedly the words Muhammad weren't even in her script. They were dubbed later. Now, she says she's extremely angry about this, has called the alleged director of the film, a certain Sam Basil, and she quotes, according to this article, that she's going to sue his butt off.
Okay, Florence, thank you very much. Florence Villeneuve with the international papers.